We've got Steve Topple from the Canary. How you doing, Steve?
I'm not too bad, thank you. The world is going to hell, but otherwise, yeah.
And Kal Ross, who was part of your show that was on in Liverpool during the wonderful Labour conference. Now I'm just going to play a short clip of what happened at your show for me, because I went up to your show and you were doing this, Kal, for 2 days, and you look like you need a break now, actually. So I'll just I don't mean you look like, I mean anyway, look, I'll just mute you for a bit, and I'll play this video.
How was your journey?
It's all right.
What are we doing here?
I don't know what I'm doing here. It's a bit manic going through Liverpool and city centre, but I'm here, and you're here, Carlos, who's holding the camera. It's a fancy little handheld camera.
Thanks, man.
Where's the studio?
Is your phone switched off?
All right, so what's in here then? Who's in here? Who's in here?
When we recognise solidarity, means
Hiya, you alright?
Yeah. Good to see you. Yeah.
Back to Liverpool,
Hey.
eh?
All right.
Good to see you, right?
Good to see you. Yeah. All right. All right, Craig, I'll give you a kiss then. Good to see you. How you doing, Audrey? All right?
Good, yeah.
Was it a good night last night?
It was, yeah.
Craig was there. He's still here.
Can't get rid of him now. We're going to make him a scouser.
Oh, water. Just water, yeah, please.
Memory.
Yeah, okay, let me just write these down.
Phil, just you can carry on.
Lee, Carlos. So are there going to be two people here or just one? Right, okay. One is because I changed the order. I put Audrey's arrest as one. Yeah, is that okay?
Just going by the numbers for the order, yeah.
That I've sent on that thing. Yeah. Two is the Starmer confrontation. Last night's event. Bail. Sorry, do you want me to? Oh, do you want me to take my phone out of there?
Yeah, please.
It's off, but I put it in there. Right. It's not on phone.
Let's take the phone.
Take it.
Might cause
Are you sure you're not the terror police?
Depends on the number.
I'm not giving you my PIN number. Blow it, right? Okay. All right, so I'll keep an eye on that clock there. Yeah. And that's the camera? Do I look into that one?
Your camera.
Right.
That's your comfort monitor. That's the wide. It's a comfort monitor there as well. I think I've got 4 VTs for you.
Yeah.
So do you know, are they all in the right order? They're going to be playing.
Yeah, I've just gone.
Phil and Audrey through now, right?
I've gone through. Yeah. I've gone through with Kal. Sorry. So yeah, he knows the order.
Will it just be a case of you just calling?
I'll just say it'd be good to see the film if you. What would you like? What's the best natural way of saying it?
Well, because I don't know, I've not watched them, so I don't know what's in them. I've only got them labelled 1 to 4. You see?
No, but when someone says, "Can you play it?" I don't want to sound like a.
You can just say roll VT.
Roll VT.
Yeah, I'll just
All right.
go on roll VT.
Roll VT. I like that. Roll. I'll write that down. Roll VT. Roll VT.
So, but yeah, because I think yesterday I was giving them in the wrong order, you see. So if I just put on the screen now what I've got in the right order, you should be.
That looks terrible, Crispin. Ask Phil to just fix it for you.
Welcome to the Crispin Flintoff show on your show. Lots of shows going on today in one. And I'm really pleased to be up here in Liverpool at the Labour Party conference. Sorry, that was I didn't mean that. I'm not very pleased to be up here in Liverpool near people at the Labour Party conference, apart from Audrey White and Phil Maxwell. So how are you doing, Audrey?
Good, yeah, fine, thanks.
And Phil, you're doing good? You enjoying all these people up here for the conference?
I've tried to avoid the place as much as possible.
The most famous clip of you, Audrey, you've got a lot of hits, but your top one was in a cafe. Now, what was that? That was before he was Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Was it a year or two before he was Prime Minister?
2
years before he was Prime Minister. So what I wanted to do was we'll show it, and then we'll talk about the whole background to it and everything. So, what was it? Roll VT.
After you have been being interviewed and doing columns for the Sun newspaper, after the way we as a city were abused, and after the way we as a city, the Hillsborough victims were abused by that paper, and you've come here. Secondly, you lied to us about uniting the party. I'm still a Labour Party member, and you've expelled and witch hunted in the most vicious way I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I've been a member of the Labour Party for a long, long time. You have absolutely said you had 10 pledges, you were going to carry on the Corbyn legacy. And ever since, you've done nothing but distance yourself from the ideas which tens of thousands of people joined the Labour Party to support. And all you've done is feed into the Tory ideology of not supporting strikes, of carrying on with the privatisation of our health service. You're doing everything to feed into a Tory victory. Because we may as well have a Tory if we have a person like you who lies to the party. It's dishonesty.
Thank you very much.
And our health service is going right down the pan. And you have a big responsibility, the working class people of this country.
Can you move back, please?
Excuse me. You're just, don't be getting physical with
No, I'm not
me.
touching you. Can you move back then, please?
You're touching my breast.
Can you move back, please?
Now move back.
No, can you
I
move
want
back,
to go
please?
to the toilet.
Wow, what a brilliant video, and it's very short as well. It's no more than it's not 2 minutes even, is it? That bit there. I have to ask you, how did you get the words out? I mean, if I saw Starmer in a cafe, I'd probably stumble. But you were very, very fluent there. Was that? Was it lucky? Did you pray that I can get the right words out?
No,
What was the secret there?
To be honest with you, I sort of found out the night before and just phoned Phil and Haz and a few comrades who told them to keep it all quiet, and they were around the corner in the pub. They were waiting. So I sat there nervously with Phil and Haz and another comrade of ours. And when they walked in, I thought, I never even thought for a minute what I was going to say. It actually just even when I said, filming now, because I said, you're filming. I haven't even got the cameras on, he said. So I just went, I was afraid of him getting away. I was so afraid of him getting away. So I suppose this pumped me with adrenaline. And when I got there, it just all flowed. It was, kind of a bit of stroke of luck that it did come out the way it did. Can you just say we had another comrade of ours, Kevin Beam, who's passed away not too long ago. But at the end, it's a good video, not because of me, but the film is fabulously made. It cuts right where it should do. There's almost an element of humour at the end. It's a perfect little piece. 2 cameras there, and then and at the end we were shouting. We were trying to talk about Palestine. And this comrade was shouting, Kevin and me were saying, on your question of Palestine and all the rest of it, and we had to cut that out because it was very messy and very noisy. Well, I didn't cut it out; they did, and it's probably the right thing to do. But yeah, it's just a perfectly made little film. But the best part, the best actor in it all, was Starmer. Because of the way he behaved. I mean, he was a gift, wasn't he? He was a gift because he did not know how to deal with this woman, bloody hell, 70-odd-year-old woman, and he didn't know how to deal with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far I think it's 7 million people have seen that now. 3 million in America.
3 million in America, wow.
It was a couple of million in the first week. It was. I am a viral queen.
That was your top, I'd say that was your top one. So the thing about that, though, is you had to have 2 cameras. You had to have one on Audrey and one on Starmer and his guests. So you planned that all before, Phil? What did you have to think about when you were planning to do that video?
Well, first of all, unlike Starmer, Audrey doesn't need a script. And I got a phone call in the evening, and Audrey said, what are you doing tomorrow? So I told her, she said, well, stop it. I've got some very good intelligence, and you're always getting good intelligence, Audrey, let's be honest. I've got some very good intelligence that Starmer is going to be in this restaurant tomorrow at this time. So Haswan and myself, we discussed it. I mean, usually, you know, we've got big cameras, but we used 2 of these small cameras here. And we sorted out beforehand that Haswan was going to do Audrey. He got the good job. And I was going to do Starmer.
That the grassroots have the answers, and we can defeat the far right. And I think your party has a brilliant opportunity to build a movement that can do that. But we do need to have our media, and we need to have people who can film it, and we need to make lots of films. And I just want to thank Carlos for coming on. Thank you for coming on. But I know you could have talked for longer about the technical stuff. And Audrey and Phil as well. And thank you to your show for giving a platform to all these people, and to me as well, of course. Where my name's Crispin Flintoff. I do a show on Zoom every Sunday from 10:30 to 12:30, and it's also on YouTube. And I hope you have a good rest of the week.
So it's all finished now, it's all done. Is it all done?
Amazing, he arrived, literally stuck in traffic and arrived, and amazing, he came in as cool as anything you like and just sat down and just kind of got into it and did a great segment.
in real life.
Yeah, he did a great segment.
Here's that tenor.
Well, look, it's a bit self-indulgent, it looked like on that, but I just wanted to show the scale of that whole production of a program in the studio, the whole desk. I don't know anything about this stuff, but everything was so new to me, and the production was so good. And Kal, you were doing a lot of the back work on that, backroom work on that. So how much experience have you got of that? Was that a doddle to you?
Over 30 years working in production, and in the last 15 years really kind of sort of moving more towards broadcast and sort of that kind of stuff. So kind of relatively new compared to my whole career, but you know, it's obviously a medium that's kind of really interesting and really important in terms of our struggle and our movement.
I mean, the thing is, it made me think, because there were so many other shows going on and different discussions in 2 days, that it would be such an exciting thing to have a channel like that all the time, because we see so many clips on social media from GB News and stuff, and if we had production values like that, there'd be more. We get more people watching it, wouldn't we?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think the one thing that politicians hate is being exposed in the media, and because we have a client mainstream media, that it's something we've got to do ourselves really in order to kind of, you know, to get that kind of impact and that kind of effect that we need to defend our own movement. You know, this is the thing, and I think also it's important that we have people with the skills to do it, which is kind of why I'd like to see studios like this regionally that also have an educational element to them. so that we can teach people from disadvantaged backgrounds the skills they need, which are very saleable skills in industry generally. So I think it's really important that we sort of build up, a skill base in order to support this kind of work.
Yeah, and I mean, I put out. This is the thing, is that I was so kind of my imagination was fired by what happened. So I put out an email on I think it was on Wednesday saying, "Hey, what about if we had a channel like that?" And then what happened was I got an email back saying, "Hey, what are you talking about? There might be something like that going on." And I was like, "What?" And then Steve got in touch, and I started talking to Steve. For everyone knows from the Canary. Steve, can you tell us, is it really possible that we could have some sort of channel? Because I think that would really change everything.
Look, I think it's absolutely possible. The past 10 years, the past decade, and specifically that period from 2015 to 2020, the actual left, the real left, was repeatedly smeared, anti-Semitism smeared, hard left. Your policies won't work. The Canary was a particular target of that. We know it was Morgan McSweeney and Labour together. And the Canary, we're currently looking at legal action, actually, just as a little side note to drop in there. Maybe I can come and talk about that again in the future. But there was all this entire smear campaign, which we know it was a sham. That doesn't wash anymore, I don't think. I think so much of the public's eyes have been opened to what is really going on, not least since October 2023. And I think now that the time is ripe to expand what the movement is doing more broadly. And on that note, the Canary is expanding anyway, as many of you would have seen. But specifically, we thought, right, enough is enough. Now is the time, and we are in the works of launching a actual left-wing TV channel. We've already got a small team in place developing the model. But it's not going to be, I want to make this really clear, because I want to come on today to actually obviously say this, but also put more of a call out, I suppose, in place surrounding what we're doing as a project. It's not going to be Canary TV. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is creating this project and creating this channel, which will be a platform for anyone from the left and the broader movement, any media outlets, any journalists, public speakers, politicians can come on and be a part of it. It's not going to be Canary centered. It's going to be a broader left-wing channel. So Crispin, we've already got your show penciled in, obviously. But yeah, it needs to, the left has to come together somehow. And we want, as well as being a rival to GB News and their awful style of what they do, this channel will be a platform for that, for the left to come together as a movement and take on the mainstream media.
When I spoke to you earlier this week about this, I was really bold. I mean, I was just blown away that the idea of it, because I've thought about this for a while. But the other thing is, if we look through the telly now on the Freeview, I did it the other day when I was in Liverpool. There's really nothing worth watching on there. They're just copying old formats all the time. They haven't really got anything new. They've given up on it. But I don't think it's a dead medium, is it? The Freeview, the TV. So what sort of programs are you thinking of? What sort of? It's not just going to be politics and news all the time, is it?
No, I agree with you. I don't think it's a dead medium at all. Just one point before I address what you've asked me, what we've seen with GB News is this pincer movement, which they have done. I don't want to credit them, but what they have done so well is taken the idea of a TV channel, combined it with a website, and combined it with an effective political movement. And they've come from nowhere. Admittedly, they had loads of money, which helped, but they've shown that that kind of format, where you've got a big website, a big channel, and a political movement, that can work with the TV channel kind of central to that, if you like. And as a left-wing movement, we need to somehow replicate that idea, which is what we've got at the forefront of our minds. We will be provisionally supporting, obviously, your party within what we'll be doing with the TV channel. We'll also be supporting Zach Balansky as well, but any other left-wing kind of movement that comes out in the next few years. On what you asked me, yeah, we don't want this to be a rolling news channel where it's just back-to-back news, politics, etc. We want to make it a proper TV channel, so there will be documentaries. We do want to have entertainment features. We do want to feature culture, artists, but people who do not get the opportunity to present what they do on mainstream media, because we think it's important with the channel to have a balance of content, because the bottom line with why we're doing this and why it's so important is 2029 is going to be crucial. I don't need to tell anyone watching this call that, but it's going to be a crucial general election. We've got to somehow change people's minds from either not voting, which is probably the biggest threat actually in 2029, that people have got nothing to vote for, or voting reform. And to do that, we cannot just be a rolling news channel. We need a mix of content which is going to draw apolitical or not necessarily left-wing progressive political people in to watch, with a view to them picking up the political content and hopefully, well, definitely changing people's minds and getting them to look away from the far right corporate media and the far right politicians, and that includes the leaders of the bloody Labour Party, which are currently controlling the narrative in this country and globally more broadly.
I mean, we need to talk more about this because there's so many things to be covered on that. But this is giving me a lot of hope, because I think it's not just a party we need. We need a cultural change, and in a way, that is a bit about politics and how we discuss politics, but also there are so many creative people, you've just said, who have no platform, who could be changing people's perspectives on everything. What I mean, just to finish with you, Kal, what are you up for the job?
I'm happy to talk about it. I mean, I've been pretty dedicated sort of since Corbyn became Labour leader to kind of help create platforms to kind of amplify voices, and any kind of project that moves that forward, then I'll always be there in solidarity.
Brilliant. Well, look, I think there's three of us, so that'll do. No, it won't. Of course it won't. We need a lot more.
Can I just say, we need everyone there'll be more coming out on this from the Canary. We are going to need support with this. It's not going to happen out of nowhere, out of thin air. So we will need support. We'll need people to get involved. We're going to have to look at a level of financial backing. So please, everyone, keep your eyes on what the Canary is doing. And yeah, but we are determined this is going to happen.